Now, you might think that this here is just a toy, but it's actually a pen. Hey everyone, so I'm back with some more pickups. This time I have a whole bunch of toys and just a few video games, but I have some pretty interesting things here in my own opinion. So let's get to it. First up, I have some things that I got at Dollarama. Now I notice that every so often Dollarama will get something interesting in. Sometimes it's a toy, sometimes they even have video games there. But this here is something I really haven't ever seen before. I managed to find this in their book section. It is the Prima official guide for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and from my understanding at least, this is like the full guide, and it even has a Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon poster in the back of it as well, and that just costs $4. Now it's kind of weird that there are products at Dollarama that cost more than $1, but it's still fairly cheap considering how much these usually cost. This one here in Canada is priced at $22.99, so $4 is definitely a great deal to get on that. And they had some other game guides as well, but they really weren't for anything that interested me all that much. They did though have the guides for Titanfall and for Destiny, but I don't play either of those games. The other item that I got though at this Dollarama is one of these LEGO Dimension sets. This here is the Simpsons level pack, I suppose. It's called a Springfield Adventure, and it includes a Homer Simpson, Homer's car, and Tonto Vision, which just seems to be a television that's playing Itchy and Scratchy, and I think it also can transform into a couple of different things when you combine different pieces from this set. Now, I don't have LEGO Dimensions like the game. I don't have it on any console, and I don't think I will ever buy this game, but this is still a LEGO minifigure set, I suppose, and to get something like this for $4, an official LEGO product, and especially a licensed one, $4 is definitely a good deal for that. Moving on from those Dollarama finds, I have a whole bunch of toys I want to share with you guys. The first one though that I'm going to show is a toy that I got from this store that I go to pretty regularly called Buy and Sell Kings. I've mentioned them many times in the past, and I've started to look more at their Transformers because they do have a pretty decent selection of Transformers, but of course they're all in various conditions, definitely missing pieces, and sometimes they're just broken chunks of Transformers as well, which sucks, but at least you can find stuff there every so often. I found this here. I honestly don't even know what it is. It is definitely a Maximal from my understanding, so from Transformers Beast Wars, but I really don't know. I've never seen this one before. It seems to be some gorilla, so maybe it's supposed to be some version of Optimus Prime, but I really would not be able to say. I've never seen this one before, but if anybody out there recognizes this Transformer, please just let me know in the comment section below. I really want to know what that is. Moving on from there, I actually have a bag of toys that I got from a Value Village. Now, I haven't really been buying that much from Value Village lately just because I haven't been finding much there, but I happened to find this bag of toys had a bunch of different stuff that piqued my interest, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It cost $4.99 though for this bag of stuff, but some pretty interesting items were included in this bag. First up is this toy that it says Toho on it, and Toho is the company that owns Godzilla, and I do have a whole bunch of different Godzilla toys, but this here I don't recognize exactly what it's supposed to be, but it does say 1998 Toho, so maybe it's modeled after the terrible 90s Godzilla movie, but I really wouldn't be able to say. But the thing about this is that it looked kind of strange, and it has this crease around here, so I was wondering what is up with the tip, and I just pulled on it to reveal that there's actually a pen inside of this. So this is by far one of the most awkward pens I have ever come into contact with. And when I was younger, I actually collected weird and strange pens. I had pens that were maracas, I had pens that had electronic components to them, I had gag pens that shocked you, I had all sorts of pens, and that was a really weird collection that I just got over very, very quickly. Moving on from there, there are a couple of Power Rangers items. This here, I honestly don't know what it is exactly. I'm going to say it's a White Eagle Zord, but I can't at this moment remember what Zord it goes to, which Megazord, but it was in pretty good condition, so I think I'm gonna hold on to that. There was also this other toy here that is Bandai. It says it's from 2003, but I honestly do not recognize this whatsoever. But if any of you recognize this toy, just let me know in the comment section below. And the other Power Rangers item that was in here was this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I want to call it their transformation thing. I don't know the exact name for this, but basically in the original series of Power Rangers, when it was time for them to morph into Power Rangers, they would pull this out, scream whatever their dinosaur or creature or whatever was, and then they would do their whole transformation process. Now this does make some noise, but it's kind of weird, just if you can manage to hear this, which is a very, very painful sound, I can guarantee you that. But it seems like it's supposed to have something that slots in the front here, so basically I think it was supposed to be a medallion for each of the Power Rangers that you're supposed to slot in there, and maybe it makes a different noise for each one, but I did not find any of those with this. But I'm going to try looking more into this to see what the deal is with it exactly. The next item is a Dragon Ball Z figure. It's of Super Saiyan Vegeta, and it's a pretty nice one with loads of articulation. So this here is made by Irwin Toys, and it is a pretty decent figure. You can definitely tell that it's Vegeta, but he does look pretty puffy faced. Not sure how well that'll show up on the camera, but he's pretty puffy faced. I don't know if maybe he came with anything else, because he does look to have a grasping hand, but not too certain. But I'll try looking up to see if there were any accessories or anything else that came with this, or if maybe it was part of a set with a couple of other figures. But it is a pretty decent figure, just no elbow articulation, no wrist, no nothing. His legs have all sorts of articulation, his head turns around, but his arms just pretty much just at the shoulder. But still a pretty decent figure of Vegeta. Now the next item is something that I already have, but this was in slightly better condition, and it was in a bag with all this stuff, so of course I was going to get it. It is another one of these mini remote controlled Mario Karts. The one that I have is better in the back here. This piece here is actually just taped on, but mine is missing the steering wheel in the front, so I might try to swap out some pieces, maybe try to super glue it together and see which one works best. But very happy to find one with the pieces that my other one was missing. And the last toy that was in this bag of toys was an Amiibo, but it's not a very interesting Amiibo, and I do have this one already, so I might just try to trade or sell it. It is the Boy Inkling from Splatoon. Now, like I mentioned already, I have this one. I have the girl one as well. I don't have the ones that they released later on that were, I believe, green and purple. I'm trying to remember now, but I really haven't been following Amiibos all that much in the last year. But still, it was interesting to see it in there, and I might just use it as a trade, at least to get some trade credit out of it. Now, finally, after all those toys, I've got some games here. Not too many, but some interesting ones nonetheless. First up, I went to Wii Games to put some more money on my pre-order for ARMS, and I also put more money on my pre-order for Cave Story for the Switch. And I happened to see that they had a bunch of Wii games at this location, and Wii games are already getting phased out. There's almost nothing left, just a whole bunch of shovelware, but I found these two Wii games that are, in my mind at least, interesting. First one is Bust-A-Move Bash. I haven't played this version of Bust-A-Move, but I do love the Bust-A-Move series. The only thing I can really say about this is that they've turned it into a party game, so that can still be pretty interesting, and it's a basic enough game that lots of different people can play, and this one was only $4.50 after my membership discount. The other game that I got was also $4.50 after my discount. It is Samurai Shodown Anthology, and now I had been looking for this here for quite some time, because on the Wii there are a lot of these classic like retro game compilations. Like there were a lot of them on the PS2, the Wii also had tons of these. This here is a compilation basically of the first 6 Samurai Shodown games. Now, Samurai Shodown is a fighting game series for SNK. SNK, basically Neo Geo, just they have arcade games, stuff like that. Now, versions of this game were available through arcades in the 90s. And actually, I'm not too certain what year Samurai Shodown 6 came out, but they are sort of your classic SNK Neo Geo fighting game experience. But I believe that there's a different aspect to this. I think maybe there should be sword fighting in this as well, but I'm not too familiar with this series, but I did want to take a look at it. And for under $5 for this anthology of 6 games, definitely a great price, and considering that I've been looking for this for quite some time, was really happy to get it. And there are still a couple more of these retro collection kind of games on the Wii that I'm still looking for. There are some of these that were released on the PS2 as well, but you do get lots of games that were released on both the PS2 and the Wii in the late 2000s. So I'll be looking for those either on the Wii or the PS2. Now, the last game that I got, the last item that I want to show you guys in this video, is this copy here of Diddy Kong Racing. I purchased this from a fellow YouTuber. His name is PNG. I've been friends with him for quite some time. We used to work together, and I've been on his podcast many times over the last year. I had let him know that the store down the street from us, the thrift store that is down the street from us, had a whole bunch of N64 games there, but they were all being sold as a lot, and they were beyond my sort of price range, so I couldn't personally afford to get all the games. So he went ahead, bought all of them, and I just grabbed this one since it was a double for him as well. Diddy Kong Racing, I've had the box for quite some time, and I've had the Japanese version of this game, but I did want to get the North American version of it as well. Not that it's really necessary that I have the North American version of it as well, but I did want to get this version of it. So I got this from him for $15, which is definitely a decent price for this, especially in Toronto. Games are getting ridiculously expensive, especially anything cartridge-based, anything Nintendo, just goes through the roof in price. So to be able to get this for $15 and finally be able to complete my copy of this, just put it in the box with the manual and everything, very happy to finally have this, and thank you very much to my friend PNG. And that's it. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just put it in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below, and also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like, and that's it. See ya.